Yesterday, we looked at the first part of the second commandment. You shall not make for yourself an idol, and talked about the fact that an idol is anything, probably a good thing, but anything that we love more than God, anything we elevate beyond its station. I want to look now at the second part of the second commandment. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or on earth beneath, or in the waters below. Some think this refers to all art. No, it's generally understood there should be no effort, no attempts to draw a picture of God the Father or the Holy Spirit. We do have artwork of Jesus because, of course, he was fully human, and so we have some idea of what Jesus might have looked like. Most people get pictures of Jesus wrong, I think. They make Jesus look very much like themselves, but that's a different topic. And the church is often generally lined up about not having pictures of heaven because we're just going to get that wrong. But we know that we can have other pictures, other artwork, because in the book of Exodus, there's going to be commands given to the artisans as building the temple that they need to create pictures and images of, flowers and creation and animals and angels. So we're also told you shall not bow down to them and worship them. And this is part of what prompts the big schism that happens in 1054 called the Great Schism between the Church of the East and the Church in the West. So you got the big Roman Empire, and it's too big to rule from one central place. And so Constantine is going to set up a second capital outside of Rome. There's going to be Constantinople, now Istanbul. And these churches are there's going to be a rift that emerges between the Western Church, the Roman Church, and then the Eastern Church, also known as the Orthodox, capital O Orthodox Church. And the capital O Orthodox churches will break away, or they will argue that the West breaks away. And there's a number of issues, but one of the presenting ones, one of the ones they fight openly about, is the use of icons, the use of these artistic depictions of saints and other things that they use as prayer aids. The Western Church would say, you are worshiping an idol. The Church in the East would say, no, this is not an idol and we're not worshiping it, but it's a pathway, it's a prayer aid, whatever. Not going to recreate all of that. I just want to note that this passage is sort of a flashpoint here between that leads to the division that takes place in 1054. I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. I'm reading on in the second commandment. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. So two things there that might alarm you. One is the idea that God says he's jealous, because we think of jealousy as being a bad thing, a petty thing. And it can be. But I am on record as saying I'm very jealous of the affection, the romantic affections of my wife. I'm not willing to share those with anyone else. And that is, I think, a very good thing, a right thing. The second thing that seems a little unsettling here is this idea that God is going to punish the children for the sins of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. I just would say that, look, we don't find threats with other commandments, and not even with murder. If you murder, this is going to happen to you. We don't see those threats, but the Bible develops this idea of individual responsibility, but it also just states the obvious, that if you set up a culture that is wrong about the basics, you are cursing your children, because they will grow up in a culture that's wrong, and that will play out to the third and fourth generation. And so we have to be alert to that's basically what this is stating, right? If you worship idols, right, that is going to play out over generations, and it's going to cause harm and destruction. And I think we don't like to say that. I occasionally go on record as saying, look, some cultures are better than other cultures at some things. We're not supposed to say that today, but in fact, it's very true. And I generally tweak people's nose by saying, I'm just crazy enough to think that, oh, for instance, the Sisters of Mercy might be better at caring for people than the Nazis. It's just an idea, right? Okay, I'm being snarky here. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I am trying to tease out this passage, and it makes it clear. If we worship idols, we are setting up long-term generational pain for our children and their children. Read the second commandment. Have a good day.